Hello students, our today's topic is under the India before the eve of independence or India before the independence, foreign policies, the foreign trade of Indian economic system. India was considered as a basic or the main country in the ancient history or up to the medieval history as one of the leading exporter or a foreign trade country. India has a large number of trade relation with the rest of world up to the 15th century. But after the Britishes, when they controlled the Indian economic policy or the political control over the India, they started exploiting India in a sequence, in a systematic manner. As far the Indian trade is concerned, by the restrictive policies adopted by the Britishes in the colonial time, they make the restrictions on the production of the commodities, on the trade, and on the volume of goods to be exported. These restrictions on the trade, tariff, and commodity to produce had an adverse effect on the Indian foreign trade. These policies of the Britishes under the colonial time have adversely affected the Indian foreign trade in a structural way, and the composition of the foreign trade also was badly affected. The volume of the foreign trade was too much decreased. Consequently, India became only the exporter of the primary goods mainly. India was exporting the raw materials, the basic raw materials to the manufacturers of the Europe, mainly of the Britain, like jute, cotton, silk, sugar, indigo, and like this minerals, coal, iron ore, and etc. In the second fold of this foreign trade policy adopted by the Britishes, India became the one of the importer of the finished good. It was a huge market for the European countries. The finished good of cotton, silk, wooden, handicraft were imported to the India, and a very less quantity of the capital goods which were for the primary or a cottage industries finished good was imported. Britain maintained the monopoly of the Indian foreign trade. He was a controller of Indian export and import. India imports goods from the Europe, but the major part of the import was from the Britain and its colleagues' country. The export too was under the control of British colony, and they export the raw material to their favorable countries. Persia, that is Iran now, Ceylon, that is Sri Lanka, and the China, which was under the colonial empire of British at that time, was the main countries where India makes export. The important point under the foreign trade before the independence in India was a large export surplus deposited in the alliance country of the Britain. It means a large surplus was already exported in compared to the demand by the foreign countries. A lot of dump or a deposit of the raw materials was placed in the country where it was exported. So, if there is any transport problem for a 6 month or for a year while, they should not suffer the production process. बहुत सारा अधिशेष सरप्लस एक्सपोर्ट ऑलरेडी विदेशों में जमा कर लिया जाता था जो फेवरेबल कंट्रीज थे ब्रिटेन के, ताकि अगर इफ़ देयर इज़ एनी पॉलिटिकल और सोशल प्रॉब्लम, ट्रांसपोर्ट प्रॉब्लम, तो वहाँ के देशों को रॉ मटेरियल का शॉर्टेज फॉर ए लॉन्ग टर्म ना हो सके. दिस रिजल्टेड adversely again on the Indian economy. Several essential commodities like food grains, cloth, kerosene were shortage in India. The essential commodities shortage in the Indian market again raises the high price level of this commodity in India. The second demerit for this surplus storage or surplus export to the foreign country was that in return India do not get any price or a gold or a silver. The inflow for this export was not getting by the Indian economy, whereas this payment of export was entertained by the Britishes. इस एक्सपोर्ट का या सरप्लस एक्सपोर्ट का जो भी भुगतान या पेमेंट इंडिया को मिलनी चाहिए थी, it was not received, neither in the form of gold, silver or cash. Instead of this, the British Empire or the colonial rulers get the payment in the London or in Britain, and this payment was used for the expense of war of the Britain, for the colonial administration of the government, and for other purpose, for purchasing. I quote one example. A party was organized in the London Palace for the welcome of Duke of for a duke, and the payment was deducted from the India because the allegation made at that time was it was for making a better relation of India with the England. एक पार्टी दी गई थी लंदन में जिसका खर्चा भारत में जोड़ दिया गया और ये कहा गया कि इस मीटिंग का उद्देश्य भारत के बारे में बेनिफिशियली सोचने के लिए था. So all this type of expenses was made under the Indian account, and this foreign trade policy was observed by the British. Not only this, before the independence or before 1863, the trade from Southeast Asia and India was done with the Europe and America from the south of Cape Town, that is Africa. But opening of the Suez Canal in 1863, when the Suez Canal comes to operation, the trade with the Africa, Europe and Latin American countries including America was so much comfortable, cheaper and easy. Time short. The southward journey to the Europe and America through the Cape Town was time consumed. But after the opening of the Suez Canal, the time for the trade decreases by 76 and more hours. So, due to the Suez Canal, now the trade with the Europe was so convenient that the volume of trade increased with the Africa, Europe and America with the India, and that increases the more exploitation of the trade with India. This trade with the India has a always unfavorable balance of payment. It means the goods received by the India import was always bigger than the export, and for that compensate British government tries to make more and more export from the India. The next topic is demographic condition. Demographic condition or the composition of the population in India prior to the independence was again one of the worst conditions. A authorized census was made in 1881. It was the first census in the colonial time which was published, though this census has a lot of limitation, but it reveals uneven data of India's population growth. The growth of the population and the rate of growth of population before 1921 was very less. The total population from 1881 to 1921 for this 40 years do not increase rapidly. It was under the control with a 2% almost. But there was no social indicators available in the Indian demographic situation. The literacy rate before eve of the independence was very less. It was almost 16% literacy available in the Indian demography. And in the female sector, it was less than 7%. The literacy in the women's were less than 7%. Sorry, the Indian literacy was less than 7%. Whereas we talk about the public health amenities or the facilities, it was highly unavailable for the major part of the population, and wherever it is available, it was very high at the price and uneducated. It affected adversely on air and waterborne diseases. Cholera was one of the biggest calamities which comes frequently in India, and plague also. India suffers more than 35 lakh deaths due to cholera in West Bengal only in 1935. That was the bigger rampage took over the Indian economy before the independence. Where we talk about the mortality rate, it was very high in that time. And if we talk about the infant mortality rate or the infant death rate, it was 218 per thousand, means 218 born child out of 1000 born child was surviving at the time of birth. Whereas the life expectancy, we talk about the life expectancy, it was 32 years before the independence. It means it was expected normally that a person who survives will live for the age of 32 at least, whereas right now it is more than 65 and 68. So, in the absence of the reliable data, whatever we are concluding with the data, it was not adequate. It means the real data will be more worse than these data. In the colonial time, Indian population has unemployment, the graph of demography was more triangular with a more slope. It was from the infants were more, the adults were less, and the senior citizens at that time was considered from the age of 35, they were very less. It means the demographic condition at the 0 to 15 age and 15 to 38 and 30 onwards was very unequal. The adult at that time was very less in compared to the children's. So, the girls' education, women's education, literacy, public amenities, health facilities, all these aspects, figures of the demographic condition were at the backward or a downfall in the Indian economy before independence.